Welcome. It's good to be with you again today. Let's talk about how to build your confidence in God. You know, these days and hour, we need to know how to do it quite well. You need to show confidence. You need to be able to move through life with a sense of assurance and boldness. But that just won't happen by itself. You have to do something about it. Just like if you want strong muscle, six-pack, they don't happen by themselves. You're going to have to do something about it. You have to cultivate and develop. So if you're going to build confidence in God, you have to really build it. Remember, we talk about build your confidence in God, how to build it. And I'm going to take you through some steps in the Word of God that you can do, that you can act on to help you take charge and then build over a period of time your confidence in God. There's just somebody who has this sense of bravado in God. That was David. David stumbled on the stage of history very confident. Young lad, probably less than 20, maybe late 10 years, just confident to kill Goliath. I mean, the confidence was contagious. He didn't even prepare for this assignment. He just walked up, being sent by his father to the war front. And there was this large, giant Goliath standing over there and, taunting and threatening to, demolish as one man the whole people of Israel. And this one just walked through the door and said, "What are you going to give?" And he said, "Nobody's be afraid. I'll kill him. I'll take care of him." I mean, the king was so taken aback by his confidence. He said, "Oh, look here, this guy's been fighting from his youth up." David said, No, that's a match for me. And he said, I've killed the lion and the bear. And this is just a young chap. And you know what? He killed Goliath. And he became a ferocious warrior in Israel. And we're going to find out how did he build his confidence in God. It just didn't happen for him like that. It took time. And that time was somewhere else. If you see somebody who is very powerful, making things happen, behind that extraordinary performance, there is a time when he's working on it. When you see a very good footballer playing so well on the field, those moments cannot be accounted for without the prior moment of working and building that kind of skill and stamina to play so well on the field. So the same way, let's study this confidence maestro. David. What was his keys? What did he do to be able to? And I believe that he revealed to us in the Bible, showed us in the Bible how did he do it. Let's go to the Psalm 27. Book in the Bible, Psalm 27. Let's go read it. Take a look. It says, look at this. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Who shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, my enemies and foes, they stumbled and fell. Though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war may rise against me, in this I will be confident. Wow. Can you see that? I mean, that's confidence oozing out of a man. And this is not just self-confidence in his own ability and prowess. He was just a young chap that time. So he didn't have this confidence in himself. He said, he told Goliath, "I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord." And David had such a confidence in the name of the Lord. That's why Solomon, his son, said later that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and they are safe. Now, let's look at what David said. Let's look at his mark of confidence, his trademark of confidence. He said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" So David is counting the Lord as his light, his clarity, his direction. And is my rescue, is my platform for escape. The Lord is my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. That means he has a stronghold for his consistency. He has a strength of heart. And that strength is the Lord. It is the strength of my life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And he said, when the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, to just even destroy me, I will not fear. He said, they stumbled and fell. He said they're just sure of defeat. And he said, even when an army, not just one person or two, but a whole multitude come against me and encamp against me, they form a camp around me. Say, my heart shall not fear, and though war may rise against me as a person, I I will still be, see that word, I will still be confident. So that's it. In this, I will be confident. That means his confidence is there. See that word is even there. I will be confident. Now, you can see that him on the stage getting that done. I mean, bold, ferocious, powerful, confident, well assured, almost like braggadocio kind of a thing, but which is really real and sure, not just kind of a fictional kind of a thing built up in the mind, like kind of an actor who only fights in war films, but not in real life. So that's what I'm talking about. In this, I'll be confident. And David never lost a war. Can you imagine? As a king over Israel, never lost a war. I mean, fantastic. What is his confidence? Let's now go down. How did he build this? Let's look at next verse. So we're going to start digging into this. Now, look at verse 4. It says, one thing have I desired of the Lord, that I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. Listen to this. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tabernacle, he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock, and now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. Therefore, I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tabernacle, and I will sing. Yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Oh, fantastic. Now, you can see we're going to go step by step. How did he build his confidence in the Lord? And this will also apply to you if you want to face life like a warrior, a conqueror. Now, he said, in all this, I'm confident, but there's one thing I do that I seek after. He said, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. So he was saying this, that my confidence is in my struggle to confide in God, to spend time with God. You will only be well assured of something you are familiar with. You can only be confident in what you have been dealing with for a long period of time. Regular, intimate, you can be sure of it. Just like your car, like your phone, when you are quite adept with it, you will be easily know what to do with it. So the same way, he said, one thing have I desired, that will I seek every day. This is his quest every day, that I will dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. That's where his confidence comes from. This daily walking and spending time with God. Now, he said, what does he do there? I said, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. So David will get to God's presence, to look at God, to see his beauty, to see him as his light, salvation, strength, power, refuge, rock, great, with his great feathers covering over him. You could see David describing God with all kinds of adjectives in the book of Psalms. David spent time with God. He was a poet, he was a writer, was a song leader. He had words to describe his God. He spent time with God, not just only, mouth to mouth kind of a thing, somebody talking to you and telling you something and you are just an echo. It was really a voice walking with God. So he said, and I will look at God, I will watch God, I will see him. And you can pick up the Bible, watch God, see his greatness. If you don't get used to see what God does and who God is, you can confide, you can have confidence in him. You can be very bold when you face. God is the greatest. So another enemy is a cheap breakfast. So he says something that's interesting, that if he does that with God, if he will spend time to look at God and also inquire, start asking questions, because he himself was not that so powerful. So he goes to God in his daily request and daily quest to ask questions, to find out, so that he could clear all the shadow part and all the dark part of issues, so that he can see clearly. When he sees clearly, he will have confidence. And he said, I will inquire, I will ask. And the Bible says, to do research in his presence. This is fantastic. Now, he said, that I'm sure of this, that if I spend that time daily looking at God, his beauty, and then also inquiring in his temple, so something will happen to me. He said, for in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion, and in the secret place of his tabernacle, he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock. So David is saying that my time with God, spending time with God, building his beauty and inquiring in his temple, that will afford me the strength to escape. And when trouble comes, God will come to me and just back me up and show me his glory. Did you get that? God will come back me up and show me his glory. He won't just leave me to myself, and that will take me to a higher ground in God. Can you get that? That's what happens. Let's go to the next one. Now he said, when I spent time like that, and verse 6 says, and now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. Therefore, I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tabernacle. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to God. Now, can you see that? That's powerful. He said, now, when I start spending time with God like that, and I know I'm assured of his victory, then I'll raise my head in confidence. I will look up. And then something start happening to me. I start offering sacrifices of joy and praises. I began to sing praises to the Lord. I began to lift him up. I began to exercise gladness in God. You see, confidence comes by joy, and that joy comes from God's presence. And by doing that, every day will afford you the ability to raise up your head no matter what happens in life. But you can't raise up your head if you have not gone to the tabernacle of the Lord and spent time to look at God and see his strength and his glory and his power. Then from there, you can move ahead and be your best in life. Now, let's look at what David will do in those times. We've seen that said we'll do that. Can we just look into those times, those moments of David with God? Let's go back to that Psalm 27 and see what he was doing in those times. How did he pray? How did he talk to God? Look at it. Look at it. Said, now, verse 7 start giving us the insider, information. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, Lord, I will seek. Do not hide your face from me. Don't turn your servant away in anger. And you have been my help. Do not leave me nor forsake me, O God of my salvation. Now, this is getting interesting. Now, David was now saying that, look, when I get before God, I don't get that kind of braggadocio, confidence. No. I humble. I lower myself. I put myself down and I tell him to just, oh, Lord, please have mercy upon me and answer me. I cry to God with my voice. He said, and I seek your face. I want to see you. I want to walk with you. I want to talk to you. Your face is where your eyes are, where your mouth is, where your ears are. So he said, God, I want to get you to hear me. I want you to see me. I want you to hear from you. And my heart is crying out for that. Seek your face. David is not thinking about, how he's going to beat up his enemy, how he's going to stop all the troubles. He's thinking of, how am I going to seek God's face? How am I going to hear from him? How am I going to let him see me? How am I going to hear from his mouth? How am I going to let him listen to my voice? Wow, fantastic. Can you see that? So he said, I don't hide your face from me. Just show me. You be my help. David was talking about the past, God. So David, when he was spending time with God, we thought, God, look, last time you watch over me. Last year you were there for me, Lord. Don't leave me to do this alone. But you can always give me victory. I'm trusting you. And something he said which is powerful, I want you to see. Okay, let's go. He says, when my father and my mother forsake me, the Lord will take care of me. Oh, I want to talk about that. There will be people that you have to kind of trust in that may fail. That's a human being for you. So he's saying that, look, when those who are even so bound to me like my parents, and they are not there, you'll be there for me. That's his confidence. So when other people leave, God doesn't leave. He will never leave nor forsake. David knows that. Let's go a step further. So what did David doing over there? David began to talk to God about certain things in this time of being with God, daily quest after God. He said, do not deliver me to the will of my adversary, for false witness have risen against me, shall breathe out violence. So David began to describe his issues before God. He will tell God about the enemy, the struggles he's facing, so that when he get out of that presence of God to go face that mountain, that battle, he's gotten his enemy handled so well before God's presence that it just breakfast for him. You can see that. So, all right. And David concluded like this, which I love in Buildings Come. He said, I will have lost heart unless I believe I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So David's courage was that he will see God coming out on his behalf. And that's what you need to see. You will see the Lord's goodness in the land of the living when you spend time with God and express your confidence. Remember, David began by saying, the Lord is my light, my salvation. The Lord strength of my life. I will not be afraid. I will not be pushed back. I will not be intimidated. And no matter what my enemy does, no matter their number, no matter their bigness, I'm confident because I've confided in God. So let's close like this. And David is now encouraging all of us to do something as we build our confidence in God. He says, wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. It shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say on the Lord. So do the same thing. Spend time with God. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. It shall strengthen your heart. You become really confident and you can win in life. So wait, rely, come, spend time with God, I say. And you see your confidence in Him grow as you confide in Him regularly. Thank you for listening. Appreciate your presence.